Honestly, the fuel that I get is that little bit of time that I get to go on the stage and get to talk shit. That's okay. That's what all this is for, is just for that little moment. I'm getting to express my story in the way that it saved my life, and I'm very honored that I have the opportunity to do that kind of shit. Well, a lot of people strive to do what I do, and a lot of people give up. I really like to try to encourage people not to give up. It took me almost 13 years to even get an opportunity to actually tour, dude. I just kept trying, and then Sign scooped me up. I'm very grateful that they scooped me up, because my life has been a dream that I could not replace for anything. I've met so many great friends that I consider family, you know what I mean? Just very grateful. This entire genre of music really did something for my life that I can't put into words.
Real quick before we start, I just wanted to mention that we do these podcast recordings live on stream. We typically do these every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. EST. It's a way for you guys to kind of be a part of the conversation, ask your own questions. I find it so much more enjoyable to do it with a community of people watching than, kind of just doing it offline. So, in short, it's a lot of fun. If you're free, do check it out. If you want to support the podcast, you can subscribe to us on Twitch for the ad-free viewing and the emotes. And alternatively, you can become a member on YouTube. Memberships on YouTube are cheaper in most countries, and you largely get the same perks as Twitch outside of the ad-free viewing and the streams. With both, you get early access to episodes whenever they become available. We have a supporter-only chat in our Discord, as well as every second Friday, Yan and I do these supporter-only Discord calls that are a lot of fun. On top of that, you get to be the first to know about our upcoming guests, see some general behind the scenes, and so much more. That being said, simply joining our Discord is by far the best way to show your support. It's free. We've got a thriving community of people that just want to talk about deathcore and metalcore, channels for guitarists, vocalists, gaming, the usual. It's a great time. That's where I'm at 24/7, if I'm being honest. So yeah, come hang out. Links to everything I just mentioned in the description of wherever you are watching or listening. And with that, enjoy this episode. David, thank you so much for doing this. You've got a lot going on right now, so that's not lost on me either. I know you're a busy guy. So.
I don't even know how I do it sometimes, man. To be completely honest, head's always spinning.
You never stop, clearly.
Yeah,
dude. I was looking at kind of your guys' touring schedule, just that in the past like couple of years since COVID, and I was like, holy shit, these guys have been on the road non-fucking stop, on top of putting out an album every 2 years consistently. All the time, plus singles, all the thing. You guys are super active on socials, doing the covers, all this stuff. I don't know. To your point, I don't know how you do it, man.
It's my life, and it makes me happy, and I get to share something that I make with my boys, and you know what I mean? It's just, it turned into a job, but I just have so much fun fucking doing it, and just being able to live my life. You know what I mean? It's sick. I enjoy it. And that's why it's able to happen so authentically and so organically, just because I really enjoy the shit. You know what I mean? It's not like, fuck, I got to do a vocal cover, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
I got to do a vocal cover of this really cool fucking band that I'm about to go on tour with. Fuck this
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, I also feel like that those covers for like tours and shit, like show like the respect, because like every band that I support, I have the highest respect for. Every band, seriously, because a lot of those guys have been doing it way longer than I have, and they've taught me a lot over the years. You know what I mean? Every tour I learned something different. So shout out to everybody. You know who you are.
I think it's cool. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. What I think is cool also, you know, like I did a video about Signs of the Storm, like you guys' story and all that. And for what it's worth, I think your drummer commented and like kind of added on. It was so cool. Dude. Like it was a big comments full of amazing information. I was like actually grateful. I'm like, oh my, at first I felt bad. I'm like, oh my God, everything was like, I had a lot of stuff, but then I realized that it was like stuff that you kind of needed to be there and stuff. So like, it's fine. But like when I did the video, what I thought was cool is it felt like as soon as you came in the band, they were all like happy to have you in, you know what I mean? Like I know at first like you were kind of replacing and stuff, but like I saw an interview and it's rare that that when something like that happened, it feels like you guys bonded like very quickly and you were part of it. Like was that your experience, or it's just like,
well, honestly dude, fucking I was friends with everybody in the band before I even joined my old band in Providence. We would headline over Signs, where it's a weird reality to think of, I know, but back then, like in like a local scene, they just started and we were like kind of doing our thing for a while, and then we became friends from just like playing shows, being in a local scene together, mingling, you know what I mean? And that's why whenever like they offered me the job, I knew everybody. Whenever I did the tour, we had Matt Krawcheck fill in for the dates because I didn't have a passport. And then like whenever I finished the 2 tours of filling in, that's whenever they asked me, well, it was more like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but am I getting the job or what? You know what I mean? I just did 2 tours, like, and they're like, yeah, we thought you knew you had the job. And I was like, fuck, okay.
You've been stressing for a couple weeks.
Like, I know. Keep me on my fucking toes.
Because like, it's a lot of work. Like, I mean, you're literally touring and like putting all your best, right?
These were sizable tours too, to put it in perspective. Like Devastation on the Nation was like a very large tour package with a lot of cool bands playing on it. Like I'm actually curious from your point of view, maybe going from your old band into filling in for Signs. Like how was that transition in terms of like straight away you're replacing on these like really big tours that you hadn't really been a part of before, you know? How was that for you? So
I'm not gonna lie, I punished the shit out of Kyle because I played one show with him. Kyle from Body Snatcher. I punished him because I met him whenever I toured once with in Providence, and I was like, dude, we know each other, you know what I mean? Like, and I just fucking punished him every day, and fucking me and him are still boys to this day. But same with Ingested. Fucking that tour, Jay wasn't on, so like I was kind of bummed because I was looking forward to meeting him because I thought I was one and done. You know what I mean? I thought I was just
right.
Because like honestly, I thought I was just coming in and I was just like gonna help them rip a tour and like they're gonna find some fucking dude that was internet famous. You know what I mean? Like. Because like back then, like I think like Will sent a video in and a couple other people that are really fucking sick people, fucking like Adam Mercer and just a lot of good people sent in videos at the time. And surprisingly, they picked me and fucking haven't looked back since. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I was reading, you know, as I was making the video, I was reading the comments and even saw it for myself. But like it, you know, when there's a new vocalist or even if it's temporary and all that, people are quite vocal about it usually, right? Like in the comments are like, oh my God. But from what I've seen, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but mostly the comments I've read from back then, people were like, dude, he's super sick. And even you as like a frontman, like as you were performing with the band, I feel like it kind of happened. It was like kind of made to happen. Like it just like you bonded with them, like it worked, right? But I can see in your perspective, like I hope it works because there's a lot of people who would like to be in this band, but I feel like they saw you work, they saw you really want, like it's a whole thing. Like it's not just only being good on vocals. I feel like performance, energy, you were friends with them. Like it was a whole thing. You know? Yeah.
It's not just based on talent. I'll definitely say that, you know what I mean? Like, And plus, like, the guys kind of they knew what I could do, and like on a different chapter other than just being a deathcore vocalist, just being it's like how you said before, a front man, and just being part of the team and all that shit. You know what I mean? And the merit was, I guess, like earned. But I'm really stoked, you know, like I'm really happy to be with my guys, and fucking that whole previous era. Like, I try not to think about the old era with like all the bad energy and stuff, just to kind of like focus on the future. Got everybody like with us. That's great on my team. I'm stoked to have everybody fucking, and they like all got my back, you know.
That's kind of the sentiment that seemed to be from the very start, right? Because I was also looking at like when you guys finally announced that you were the vocalist. There, the sentiment was very much the way it was worded. It was like, "Hey, we're moving into this different thing. It's a new era. It's going to allow us to explore different things that we couldn't do before." Like, it was all about kind of growth and moving on, right? Which I don't know.
It was a rebranding phase, dude. Right? You know what I mean? Like, because as a band, we had a rebrand of like what the band was going to sound like as us, you know what I mean? Because all the previous material was a lot of like orchestrations by like certain members, you know what I mean? And that obviously would change as people are not there, you know what I mean? And that just goes with like the whole lineup changes over the discography, you know what I mean? The main consistent composer is Bobby Crow. He's the only OG member left. And like,
he does it all.
Yeah, literally. Bobby and I sit and we'll cook on like on a DAW, like via like Skype. And, literally he's just like, all right, I'm making some drums. And he's like, all right, let me whip out the guitar. And, you sent me these midis. Cool. Fucking, I'm going to fuck with them a little bit over here. And it just like slaps everything together and boom, it's a signed song. It's fucked. He's a psycho.
Not that I want to jump ahead or anything, but like the last album you dropped, and as I was making the video, I don't know why, like I didn't take time to like fully listen to it, but like when I was doing the video, I ended up like weeks after that listening to it in my freaking car, like what you did with like the hooks. I was telling Dom at the same time because I was quite surprised because I usually listen to tons of old stuff, like very old, but like it's so cool, you know, how you made things memorable. So you definitely have your sound now, like as a band, and I think you also as a vocalist, and it's not an easy thing. Like we have these conversations every week. Like it's not an easy thing to do when people are expecting things, when you have a specific sound, when you have something like you're afraid to kind of sometimes being in the shadow of that, or like kind of trying to keep something, but like you fully just went in your own direction and it worked. So it must feel great, right?
It does feel great, man. Because like, honestly, whenever we went into this record, we were just like, we are going to write what we want to make. This is our first record with Century Media Records. We really need to show them that we're here to fucking stand out. We're just not another band just chilling, you know what I mean? Like just coasting by. We're trying to fucking work, dude, you know what I mean? And when me, Bobby, and Mike went in, made everything with Josh on site. We had assistance from Cameron Loesch from Born of Osiris and Josh Travis of Emir, Glass Cloud, and Danza. And honestly, fucking everything worked how it was supposed to, and I'm very grateful because shout out to my A&R guy Gitter. He gave us a push to go back to the studio and do some edits, and then we ended up getting our guitar player Carl, and that's whenever we started tackling in, and that's where 2 new songs got added to the record that didn't exist before.
Oh shit! Okay.
Faces Without Names and Malady. Those songs wouldn't have existed if Gitter didn't tell us to go back to the studio, and just, he was like, you guys did a lot with the given time that we had. And he was like, I'd love to see what you guys could do with a little more time. And us going there really, really helped us take this across that finish line. And I took it offensively at first. Not gonna lie, I was like,
"What do you mean? This isn't good enough?" Like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, damn, bro, my fucking heart, bro. And no, but then it ended up being really special, and I'm very grateful.
Melody turned out to be one of the singles you guys put out too, right? Pre-album.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean that as a compliment. As I was doing the video, because I'm curious to have your take, but I felt like you also, as a, you know, in terms of like being a vocalist, you gained so much freaking confidence in like the way you move in the videos, like in Among the Low and Empty and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my god, like I said, like these freaking moves. Like, is it something that like not that before, like, I mean, you were always like a good frontman, but I just felt like in the few last videos, it was like a notch above. Like, was that like a conscious thing? Or
it was. I was like, I did a lot of reflecting moving into the next chapter of Signs, which I've been kind of doing that now. It's kind of crazy whenever a full circle comes around, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I did a lot of reflecting, and like I cared too much about what people wanted. Okay. And then whenever, because like back in the day, dude, I was like one of those mosh warrior kids. Fucking, I was that dickhead. Fucking everybody. Fucking, you seen him in the pit, like you'd see me in the pit, and fucking people were like, "Damn, all right, I gotta go back." You know what I mean? Like I was that guy.
You're the crowd killer asshole. Okay.
Yeah. I was that guy, and I don't care, dude. Whatever. Whatever. All right.
It is what it is.
MySpace era was crazy, bro. There it is.
It was. Bring back the Tim
crazy.
Kicks, baby.
It was crazy. That's what I'm saying, though. But like, I wanted to really showcase that, like, I just like let myself loose, and when like being in front of camera, I get kind of camera shy sometimes, and it's something that I kind of had to work past maybe. But I will say, like, reflecting on like the 9 videos I did for Absolver, I feel like that a lot of body language was missing, and I tried to like just be myself. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, what would I do if I was fucking in the fucking crowd, fucking listening to this shit? You know what I mean? And like, you can see that, like, whenever you push play on Amongst the Low and Empty, I'm just, dude, you know what I mean? Just like, I'm just vibing, bro.
It's a,
you know what I mean?
Thing.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like that I was lacking showing how much my music actually impacts myself, you know what I mean? And like doing all these new videos and stuff, I tried to demonstrate some more like physical body language that kind of reflected with like the stuff that I was talking about, you know what I mean? Like a lot of like, look at me energy, but like not so much, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a little sprinkle in there, you know.
For what it's worth, I really feel like it was well balanced, because it wasn't because I know sometimes back in the days it was just like the whole time like way too like just. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was just like the just right amount, you know what I mean? Like, and it was like, all right, these are serious takes. Like, these are like you doing vocals, and then I like did takes where like I was just vibing, and if I felt like something felt right, like where like we would go back and then reshoot it, and you know what I mean, try to like, no, where it's like synchronized, you know what I mean, but like,
oh, you're trying to capture something.
Yeah, I'm trying to convey a certain energy. If like, so whenever people listen to it, they're like, damn, or when they're watching the video, they're like, damn, they come see it live and they're listening to it and they're like, man, fucking, I could just get into it because this dude ain't scared to fucking get into it, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like everybody's so focused on looking tough or trying to look like a badass or super scary that they miss the point of just like enjoying your own fucking vibing music. Yeah, like fucking, like one of my favorite bands, I'm wearing the shirt right now, Amir, fucking Frankie, that motherfucker is doing the fucking wildest shit. Fucking, you know what I mean? Like, he's fucking like doing like these drops and shit. I don't know how he's breaking his fucking kneecaps, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. It's so hard, but like, it's a body language though. You know what I mean? And it sells it, and well, not sells it, but like it makes it, you know, like, it's aggressive music. And if there's a aggressive body language with it, just icing on the cake, baby.
Dude, it's funny you said immure, because I really meant it as a compliment in my video, but I did say, like, I don't know, with these new moves and all that, like, it's giving me some immure serious vibes.
Dude, Immure is one of my favorite bands. Fucking dude, seriously, one of my favorite bands. I have looked up to Frankie. He's one of the vocalists I tried imitating at one point in time. Fucking, like, seriously, that dude is a fucking legend to me.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I feel like, you know, he's one of, like, he always did his own thing, right? You know what I mean? Like, it feels like he never cared about what.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I've been watching his shit since, like, fucking, they were, like, playing, like, the BCA back in Pittsburg back in the day. Fucking, I was like a fucking teenager, bro. You know what I mean? Fucking respect's due there, man. You know what I mean? Fucking
hell yeah. Dumb, if you want, like, I think I've been
you don't got to stop for me, man. But I mean, while we're kind of touching on the subject, I mean, Immure is like one of those East Coast bands. I know there's like because we talked a bit about other people sending in, you know, auditions and stuff for signs, but I think altogether, like, there's a pretty tight knit community of bands on the East Coast, specifically up north. Like, it's like, it seems to be a thing. Whether it be like Jersey, New York, Connecticut, like the Shadow of Intense, the Lorna Shores, you guys, there's like some sort of, I don't know. Is it just like a bond because you guys are kind of like from a similar area? Do you think? Is there like you looking up to Frankie from Immure? Was that a local type of thing? Because it was honestly cool from the East Coast too, or
he was one of the first bands I saw like inside my local like hardcore scene. You know what I mean? Like it was like whenever I was like falling into bands like Blind My Burial, fucking Those Who Fear, like those were like the local heavy hitters that fucking I was like, if I could play a show with them, I did it. You know what I mean? Like, and looking back at that, fucking, it's like fucking big ass rabbit hole now, dude. You know what I mean? Fucking shit. But yeah, like I've been listening to them for so damn long, and I kind of lost where I was going with that. Like I fell back reminiscing a little bit, like you know what I mean? Fucking lost it.
Dude, don't worry about it.
But just kind of like maybe talk about the local scene a little bit, like you're talking about Those Who Fear, Blind My Burial. Your old band was good chummies with Delusions of Grandeur and stuff like that. Like
the local scene was sick back then.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a similar vibe today now too, with like the northern, like East Coast.
Yeah. See, like I have a relationship with bands like Shadow of Intent and Lorna Shore or Varials because like we played a festival, we did a tour together or something, and like we became boys. You know what I mean? We hang out, fucking shoot the shit, have a good time. Fucking everybody treats each other with respect. You know what I mean? Like it just happened organically. You know what I mean? Personally, like the friendships just kind of happen. And like, I don't think that it's like just because we're in like a top corner of the state or anything.
No, but I think it's just sometimes it's a like a state of mind thing, right? Like there is a way of being on the East Coast that's different than
that's
like
100%
a different
sure
attitude than a West Coast, like people in the West Coast. But there's exceptions on both sides. But I think I'm just imagining that sometimes that might be like a bonding factor, right? Like that's like something maybe where
I never thought about that
or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. Maybe. But like I got tons of homies on the West Coast too. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
You guys just got back from a fair amount of touring. You guys did the Diarist Murder tour, a Cattle Decapitation before that. How were those tours for you guys? Because those were both banger fucking tours. Like those lineups were badass.
Honestly, the tours were fucking great. Sharing those buses is a nightmare. Anyone who's lived the life, you fucking know. I'm talking for all of us. It's miserable. Dude. But the tours were great. It was worth it. Yeah, it's like that. You're like whenever you do Europe, like they usually like my front of house guy Reese has they calls them the avocado specials. It's where everybody piles into a bus and makes it work. You know what I mean? And it's just cramming 24 people into a 24 person bus. It's elbow to elbow, dude. You know what I mean? Like it's tough. It's tough.
It's one thing to be in the van with your own dudes too, right? Yeah, versus like being with a whole bunch of other dudes that you didn't necessarily subscribe to. You know, like those.
Well, it's not even like that. It's more like just like I don't drink. I quit drinking. So like everybody would drink downstairs. So I would just kind of hang out upstairs. You know what I mean? But that's me respecting that I'm not the only one that's paying for the bus. You know what I mean? We're all paying the bus. This is all our home. We all respect each other's boundaries type deal. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, just in general, though, living on a very populated bus like that is very tough. Just so many bodies, like so many people.
So many odors.
I get very socially overstimulated sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, and every night's a massive group of people piling into a bus. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, because like I did the bus share, but it was with 3 bands, not 4. So it was just a different experience. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's just a little bit tougher, but definitely prefer to ride in a van. I'd rather be in a van with my team, and no shade towards anybody, swear to God, you know what I mean? But
it's just easier. It's
just like it's like going to my house. You know what I mean? Like I've been in that bitch fucking almost more than I've been in my house. You know what I mean?
How are you guys traveling on the Viard tour?
In our van.
Okay.
Yeah, we were just doing van. We had our moments with that just because the AC went out. So that was kind of tough. Those southern areas were kind of fucking miserable. I lost maybe 5 pounds of water weight.
Yeah, it's like sometimes it's not like about what you said, you know, with the touring. It has nothing to do with the people or whatever. It's a lot of people, different personality. It takes up, even if they're amazing, it still takes energy to constantly, you know, like you still socialize, you're talking. So like sometimes you would be tired, or with your own band, you don't have to explain these things. You don't have to be like, they know, like you have your own routine, your schedule together. So they know you, right? So I think it's more of it could be anybody, even if they're amazing. It's just a thing of like, it takes energy to be with people, literally. I'm talking for myself.
No, you totally get it then, because like, say like, for example, like I know when Carl is going to call his child, or when Bobby and I are going to try to squeeze in a phone call with our wives, and you know what I mean? And then it's like, hey, you want to go get some food? And it's like, you don't want to be a dick and say no. You know what I mean? And it's like, or it's like, oh, I'm gonna hang back. I'm gonna call my wife. You know what I mean? But it's still that moment of, it's just added things to the day. And whenever you're running on light sleep and you're loading a massive trailer and stuff, you know what I mean? It's exhausting. And plus like socializing every day with hundreds of people, because like I try talking to everyone that I run into, you know what I mean? Like, anyone that wants to talk to me, they fucking see me, fucking come talk to me. You know what I mean? Fucking, I'll talk your damn ear off until I can't no more.
Yeah, it's like I feel, you know, like that's kind of why we love doing this. It's so that people can also understand the behind the scenes, right? Like it's when you see your band in your mind, they're like, oh my God, you know, they're gonna play a show. Yeah, but there's also like 12 hours of driving, they're socializing, they're performing, and then when you come to them, right, and you're like, hey, I mean, they're using, I'm sure sometimes you use the very last energy you don't even have to be like, hey man, you know what I mean? Like just to be cool.
There's times where like I get off stage and like I'm doing fucking crazy. I'm moving around. I'm doing fucking gymnastics, physically, vocally, fucking mentally. I'm going through it up there, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, it's so I feel rude whenever like people, like sometimes like I'll pretend like I don't hear, just because like it's like I'm literally like literally sweating to them, barely can breathe. You know what I mean? And it's like, hey, can I take a picture with you real quick? And I'm just like, I will be back in like 5 minutes, dude. I just need 5 minutes. I promise. You know what I mean? Like,
but it's okay, I think, though, that you take time for yourself to, like, it's not like because you're mean, or it's just sometimes like you need the energy, like you need a little time for yourself.
Honestly, I just need to get a drink of water, dude. Like, fuck, if you watch any of the full sets from our last 2 tours, on both sets, I only had 3 opportunities to drink water.
Just a quick break to mention the Thrill of the Hunt Tour 2024, presented by yours truly, Brutality Podcast. Super excited to be sponsoring this tour and to be helping out with some of the promo. Peacemaker, Victim Blamed, and Reverent are the 3 bands that are going out on tour together. All 3 of these are doing a MySpace-inspired deathcore sound and doing it in a really, really cool way. I've been seeing a lot of the local support bands for a lot of these cities being other bands in the genre, these newer bands that are popping up that are doing it in a cool way as well. So it's running from July 12th to the 27th. It's hitting Florida, Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, Georgia. So if you guys are in any of those states, I would urge you guys to check out the dates to see if one of the cities is near you, if any of these shows are coming close to where you live. Go out to the shows. I will leave a link in the description for more information, and I've got some music on there from every single one of the bands. So urge you guys to check that out. These shows are going to be a good ass time. And yeah, that's kind of it. Back to the show. Did you catch All Shall Perish at
oh my God.
Oh, damn
Texas?
Straight, baby.
Yeah.
Fucking that was the reason, dude. That was the reason why fucking we took that damn shit, dude. Fucking, we were all like, "What? We get to see the comeback firsthand. Dude. Let's go." I would have been so jealous if I didn't get to fucking play that shit. Just because fucking getting to see the comeback,
legendary.
Fucking, it was great. It was great.
Talking about like needing a 5-minute breather, they played right after you guys, right?
Oh yeah.
It was like the second you guys ended your set, they started playing.
Yeah.
How was how was it for you guys for playing the show, and how was
Luckily, the stage people, we were the last band on our stage, so they didn't like just kick us out the door. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we were very fortunate with that. We weren't rushed like the other bands, but they had like a whole set time to kind of get out of there. So we were fortunate enough. Where we were able to just jump off stage and kind of go over there and get to check out like a couple songs before we had to do our shit. You know what I mean? Like, can't just leave like thousands of dollars fucking like just sitting on stage. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So fucking I got to check out like a couple songs, and then that's whenever I had to bounce and I had to help tear down some stuff and sell merch, because we didn't have our merch guy, because my merch guy is playing drums with Carcosa right now on the Arkspire tour.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
anyone watching this, go check them out. Go see that fucking show. Every band on that's sick. Fucking go do it.
It's an amazing tour package. I was just there with them and hung out with everyone in Carcosa, and it was it's a cool, the lineup's fucking insane. Arkspire are like doing some next level stuff with their VIP and stuff too. It's a whole thing.
I trust me, fucking I'm getting it all, just because like my homie's on the tour. He's like, dude, this shit's so insane.
Yeah, they've got the Santa Claus going around and everything. It's a whole thing.
It wouldn't be Arkspire if they didn't do some wild shit, though. You know what I mean? Like, fucking love those guys.
Yeah, it's actually kind of coincidence to bring Carcosa up, though, because I view them in a similar light as you, kind of doing the covers as well. Because they've been doing covers to promote the tour the upcoming tour that they're now on, right before doing it, and you guys have been doing the same thing. You've been doing the vocal covers of upcoming upcoming bands that you're touring with and stuff. Is there any like shared knowledge in that, or is that kind of a coincidence? Because not many people kind of do that sort of stuff.
I mean, honestly, I didn't even know that they were doing that kind of stuff. I thought it was kind of just a me thing, so I had no clue.
Yeah, you got Carcosa right there with you.
Damn. Okay. Well, fuck. I thought it was me showing some respect. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, yo, I'll fucking
that too for sure. You know
what I mean? Like, fucking check out the banger. Fucking me doing it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I had no knowledge of that, to be honest. Real cool though. I did do a video with Bana to promote the Whitechapel tour at one point in time.
Yeah.
Did Black Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was sick.
Man. Okay, talking about like big deathcore bands like Whitechapel. That Suicide Silence, Carnifex, Lorna tour.
Staple. Sorry.
Dude. But dude, that Chaos and Carnage lineup is still, to me, that you guys run is still, to me, one of the wildest lineups, dude. especially at that time, specifically with Lorna on the rise at that time.
I have something, since you brought that up, I have something on my wall that the public don't see. It's something that the guy who does Chaos and Carnage gave everybody.
Yeah.
I'm excited now.
Yeah, it's I think the 30K tickets plaque thing. Whew. Yes, sir. 30K tickets sold.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's so sick, dude. Yeah, I saw Scott's one that he had to from Carnifex. Yeah. That's so wild though, dude. 30K tickets,
dude.
Yeah, that tour was crazy. Dude, it was crazy. Fucking getting to watch the point of the blossom that is Lorna Shore. You know what I mean? Like a lot of that hype of that tour came from Lorna, respectfully. Everyone on the tour, everyone knows, you know what I mean? Like, very respectful. Fucking, the boys fucking blew up. Fucking, they put the grind in. They fucking did what they had to do, and fucking they stole the tour. You know what I mean? Respectfully. Fucking Suicide Silence and Carnifex, fucking literally staple fucking bands for this entire genre. The work that Suicide fucking put into the ground, fucking. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, Lorna can only Lorna runs because Suicide Silence walked, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the best analogy ever. Fucking, but like that tour all the way around, it was a huge homie fest. Just fucking getting to hang out with the guys in Angel Maker, fucking hanging out with the guys in Lorna, became friends with the guys upon a Burning Body, did a tour with them after that tour. You know what I mean? It blossomed so many great friendships, like us touring with Carnifex. It was just, you know what I mean? Like fucking, it just blossomed so many great friendships, and I'm very grateful for that tour. Even though that was kind of a tough one for me. Like my grandmother passed away mid-tour, and it was kind of tough. And then I had to do Australia, New Zealand, and Asia directly after. So like it was kind of like a back-to-back tour scenario. So it was just a very hard time period for me. As much as it is like one of my merits on my fucking like on my Poke badge list, you know what I mean? Like fucking it was definitely, it has its good side, and then it definitely has its hard point to remember about, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure.
And then you have to freaking perform. I mean, like if there's something difficult to do when you go through stuff, I mean, performing and putting up, like it's very difficult. It goes to show that you never know, right? What your favorite artists go through and stuff like that. So sometimes it's just an impression, right? Like you want to talk to someone and they're like, oh, you never know. So it's like, you need to keep that in mind. But I remember seeing this tour, man. I was like they're all extremely hardworking band who like everybody completely deserved like the moment. It felt like, you know, like Suicide Silence, Carnifex, like all always touring. I would even say Joel Maker. I mean, like they've been working hard as well. So like to see that, it was like, hell yeah, you know, with Lorna on the rise and still.
Yeah, like honestly, like I believe that it was like everybody's like merit, but I will say I believe a lot of the gas came from that Lorna Shore explosion.
Yeah.
Because it was right then.
I say that exactly. Yeah. I say that respectfully. Everybody wants to see if Will could do what he could do. You know what I mean? And like it was just you know what I mean? It was a moment in time. You know what I mean? That like that changed the game for everybody. Like you know what I mean? Everybody flourished from that.
Yeah. We weren't super removed from COVID at that point either, right? Like it was still kind of like coming back to shows and being excited about shows.
Yeah, like honestly, like Chaos was like the first real tour that I feel like that was like a real tour, like before pre-COVID. You know what I mean? Like before shit got tough.
So that changes a lot, right? Because those first initial tours for a while after COVID, right? Like. We were seeing sold out tours left and right, nonstop. Right, it was it was a crazy time. You had a whole you take Lorna Shore, who had amassed such a wide array of new fans that weren't necessarily into deathcore to begin with, right? Like these were all new people coming into the scene that haven't been to a deathcore show before, and Chaos and Carnage was their first for a lot of those people, right?
Right, and then that turned fans from everybody's saying, you know what I mean? Like fucking everybody flourished from that shit. You know what I mean? Even to this day, fucking literally like the tour that they announced is fucking doing arenas and shit. Like that's crazy.
You would have thought that they had peaked, right? But it was just the beginning.
I know that they're fucking they're gonna keep fucking swinging until they're as big as Drake. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God, knowing those motherfuckers are gonna fucking keep swinging until they can't no more.
And I'm so curious too, because I was watching Will's, like he did like a drifting video. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, fucking dude. I've been trying to get him to do this, like where like he's drifting and he like screams out the window. I've been trying. Every time he posts something about drifting, I'm like, do the fucking video. Do it.
That would be so sick.
We need a tire screech before a breakdown for sure.
Oh God.
And, like I was watching that and real quick, like it in a few seconds, he's like, yeah, I'm going back in studio. And I'm like, okay, we're going to get something in the future. I'm very curious to see, you know, can't even imagine the pressure, right? After doing an album after all of this, like, but I'm very curious right now.
Yeah, I don't know that he's probably be feeling it, but at the same time, they're probably cooking something crazy, you know, and those guys. Fucking shout out to those boys. Fucking good homies, dude. Good homies.
So freaking talented too, right? I mean, like each and every one of them is just like on another level. So like you can.
Oh yeah, they're fucking psychos, dude. Like for real.
No, but it's cool to see, though. It's very cool to see that now we're in a place now. Who would have thought, right? After MySpace, that one day we will all be like, it would be back and it would be thriving deathcore. So it's cool to see.
I'm very grateful that deathcore is like kind of making a resurgence like over the last like 2 years ish, give or take. Just like I feel like just like the whole metal community has been growing significantly. I don't know if it has to do with like the darker side of the new strain of hip hop that's been like kind of growing over the last decade, you know what I mean? But it's making people a lot more like receptive to like screaming in music. And I feel like that's kind of reflecting onto the metal side of things. Not saying it's just single-handedly that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? But I feel like that it does have a strong play in it with like other bands doing great fucking things and opening up doors for everybody to follow through, you know? It's very cool to think of like just where the industry is, and I'm very grateful to be a part of it and just to be able to say like, yeah, I did this tour or I did that, you know what I mean? Like I'm very grateful for where the industry is and where I keep seeing it go.
Yeah, I mean, and you're definitely part. Like I was talking about your last album, but it also feels right now as you guys are also on the rise. Like it feels like that at least. Like I mean, like the tours, everything, like the reception.
I mean, that's
like,
cool. That's cool that you think that way because I'm fucking grinding, baby. I'm over here doing my own damn thing. Fucking, I'm dude, I'm shitting my pants and I'm about to get my first mil on a music video. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, Amongst is creeping up. It's at like 920 or something now. And I'm fucking over the fucking moon that I'm getting my first mil on a music video, dude. Fucking, it's just it's just a little personal achievement that I've always like kind of strived for. You know what I mean? And I'm stoked that like I'm almost there. You know what I mean? Like. Yep. I'm hoping like us like doing a tour and like all that and like we'll kind of bring some attention back to the record and help get us to hit that little milestone for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. And especially when you drop something more recent, like you hope, like you're hoping to have an impact. But when you guys drop like Amongst the Low and Empty, like everything in this song, like if we're even talking musically, I feel like it's very memorable, like it stays in your head, right? Like all the hooks and everything.
There are a couple tracks like it on the album that I really appreciate the kind of chorusy aspect to them. Dream Killer is another one like that. The very melodic kind of chorusy kind of parts that come back that are really catchy.
See, that's funny you said that because while we were making everything, we were saying that we want to be the catchiest heavy band ever. You know what I mean? Like,
dude.
People have to jump on that wave though. Like
they could keep doing their own thing. They can keep doing their own thing.
Everyone's entitled to do what they want to do, but me personally, as a fan of the genre, I
don't encourage them. Don't encourage them.
Okay. Well, look, if you guys put out some more, I'll have no complaints.
There it is.
All jokes.
But it's so. Like I'm curious to know that like I also you were saying that you were vibing right through the song and all that. Like I'm sure it has to do with the fact that it's super catchy and bouncy. You know what I mean? Like I was at my computer alone with no one, and I was vibing alone in my place. Like it's super groovy. So I'm sure it probably contributes to you just vibing even more, right? In the video.
See, dude, like. I'm not gonna lie, like I still like put the song on and I'll close the door and like I'll pretend like I'll be in my room like pretending like what I'm doing. My wife makes fun of me all the fucking time. She's like, are you done with your you time? Like and like I'm just like in my bedroom just like fucking just like I'm like, you know what I mean? Like does that feel good? Like, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
babe, I'm not cranking my shit, trust me.
Don't trust me. She knows. I'm fucking hopping around in my fucking office and shit. Fucking she hears a bunch of fucking slamming around. She's like, oh, he's doing his dumb zoomies again.
Dude, to me, that's a very good sign, though. I mean, it's a good, and I'm not doing a pun with sign, but I'm just saying, like, it's a very good thing to, you know, to enjoy and vibe to that's what you want, right? And
see, honestly, like, whenever I heard the instrumental, I literally, like, we had a whole plan, like, for the record, and, like, that plan got thrown out the window whenever we had this song. I was like, it's going to be the first song on the record. It's going to start just like this. And I promise you, it's going to fucking, as soon as people click it, it's just going to, and fucking, it's just going to hook them in. And then luckily that happened. I'm very glad I went on that gut feeling and fucking like put that out, which reminds me, anybody that like does like create stuff, if you have a gut feeling about something, follow it, because if that gut feeling is telling you that's the right move. Yep. Because there's been many times where I ignored that gut feeling and I did something and it didn't work out how I hoped. Yeah. And the things happen that way. Fucking, that's part of being an artist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and being an artist with like a high demand, that's hard. Like, it's hard as fuck.
Yeah,
like,
you're
just being real.
You're with other people too, right? It's like, it's more than just yourself as well, right? So it's like, everyone has to be on the same page as well. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like everybody in the team got to be able to vibe with it, because if not, then like whenever we're performing that song, is that one person that wasn't vibing with it fucking just gonna be standing there just like, man, I fucking hate this song, dude. You know what I mean? It's like kind of a collective of guys, everybody.
I'm gonna sit this one out.
Yo, here's the backing track. Just go for that. I'll be back after my coffee. Oh my god, dude. Could you imagine? Oh my god.
Dude, the thing is, now I'm gonna be on a quest to find this happening somewhere, because that's gotta have been done before, right?
Sure. Dude, that's gotta be a super side quest, like fucking a dark web one. We
gotta find the clip, man. It's gotta be done for the people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's a good advice though. It's a very good advice, because like the regrets of not following your gut is going to be so much bigger than the regrets of like your gut maybe not ending up being like you're going to regret twice as much not listening to yourself. Like
that's what I'm saying, dude. So, like there's been times where I've recorded something and I was like, man, maybe I should tone that down a little bit so it could be a little more catchy and not as insane. You know what I mean? Because I got like meshed into that extreme vocal like category. You know what I mean? And I'm like, fuck, well, like I want to stay in that category. You know what I mean? Like I want to keep doing crazy shit and fucking have people be stoked about it, you know? And that's where like, I don't know. I kind of lost it, but whatever.
No, but dude, like honestly, like talking about catchy and the balance. I mean, we were talking about Amongst the Low and empty how catchy it is, and dude, the end of the song, like it's freaking crazy.
Honestly, it was so crazy. I didn't even know what to do. Yeah. I didn't even know what to do at first. Like I was like, dude, this is so crazy. I don't even know what the fuck to do for a minute. Like I had to sit and really like think and fucking like try a couple different things out with everybody. Because like I'd throw some shit down and then they'd be like, no, I know you could go more psycho than that. And then
you did.
Just,
then you did, yeah.
It's confirmed. I mean, like you know, earlier in the conversation, you said like everybody wanted to see what, you know, if Will would do the same thing. It created the same thing with me. Like I've heard it and I'm like, I want to see that live, and then I see you live, even I would even say crazier, like
dude, there's a different energy that comes live of playing that song, just because like that's like the song like where we're locked in, you know what I mean? Because like it's a very challenging song. There's a lot of things for the string end, like it's changing like tunings like all throughout the entire song. I think it switches tunings like 5 or 6 times.
Oh my god! Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are running it through like the neural or like
but still like it's still in the back of your mind. Is it gonna fucking work? You know what I mean? There's always little problems. Hey, dude, shit happens, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Now you've got the experience to deal with the neural DSPs and
but yeah, like fucking, it's just so many things go into like the whole live performance. Where like it just lingers in the back of the mind, and I feel like that it makes us more honed in, like just locked in, like we like to call it. Where it's like before we go on every show, we have our own little ritual, and I feel like right after that ritual, we're locked in. Like we know we know it's game time. Sometimes fucking I'll give Mike or Carl a little slap on the butt, get them going. You know what I mean? It depends on who's in front of me.
Depends who needs the pep the most that day.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Fucking Mike's probably all sweaty from his windbreaker, so I give him a little tap. Or Carl's having a stressful day, give him a little tap, put a smile on his face, you know.
Dude, like honestly, I'm sure it can do all the difference. Even if it's a small little thing, sometimes, you know, you're in your head or like something or whatever, and like just like a goofy thing can bring you completely
back. Seriously, like fucking, you're just having a shitty day. Fucking like how I said with like those bus share things, you know what I mean? Like there's times where like, fuck, someone moved something that they shouldn't have moved, and then that fucked your whole day up. You know what I mean? Just doing something small for your boys fucking really does, like, we're just for your team in general, fucking just like, it makes all the difference. Because like, I saw this meme my drummer Bobby posted. It was like, there's 23 hours of a day to make an hour set happen. Yeah. Like, are you a good chill? You know what I mean? And like that stuck with me super hard. An hour is
generous too.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's hour and a half. Sometimes it's a lot of the times it's less. You know what I mean? There's half an hour of a show.
Sometimes just the 20-minute set. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, fucking, is it like, you know what I mean? Are you treating people good? Are people going to be fucking stoked to go on tour with you again? You know what I mean? Like, there's just doing the little things to just make everybody's life a little bit better. Just like a not bad joke where it's not going to piss somebody off, you know what I mean? Like, or potentially be taken the wrong way.
Yeah, that's the energy I was talking about earlier too, right? Like it takes energy. Let's say you guys are touring with maybe more of an upcoming band, right? Like let's say like they're super excited, you know what I mean? And like you personally, you're a little bit, so you're doing the extra kind of because you know what it is. You don't want to seem like you don't care, or you're putting that extra effort. So like I'm sure all these little moments also like contributes to like you're exhausted and like, dude, you got to perform. It's a freaking show. So it's like people don't think about these things, but it's like there's the show and then there's everything else who's like 50 times the amount of energy. So
yeah, it really takes a lot to be on tour, dude. It really does. And I'm not trying to sound like a crybaby because everyone knows I'm a road dog and fucking I be out there, dude. You know what I mean? But it is tough. It's tough mentally, emotionally, physically. I'm in my 30s, so like I'm feeling it, you know what I mean? Like by the end of the tour, I'm taking a week off doing nothing just so I can recover. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, but yeah, all jokes aside, like I think that like just doing a little bit for just the people that are around you makes all the difference to touring, truly.
Yeah. It's fun. Like you said, like, I don't want to be a crybaby. So it's more of like, we talk about these things because fans sometimes don't realize that like by supporting your band, you're supporting all that, you know, like just buying merch or paying tickets, being there and stuff like that. That's the fuel of all of this.
Honestly, the fuel that I get is that fucking little bit of time that I get to go on the stage and get to talk shit. That's okay. That's what all this is for, is just for that little fucking moment. And like that moment, like I get something out of it that's probably more than everybody in that fucking room. Yeah, I'm getting to express my story in the way that it saved my life, and I'm very honored that I have the opportunity to do that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because like a lot of people strive to do what I do, and a lot of people give up. You know what I mean? And I really like to try to encourage people not to give up. You know what I mean? Because like, fuck, it took me fucking almost 13 years to even get an opportunity to actually tour, dude. You know what I mean? I tried out for like Last 10. I tried out for Delusions. I tried out for so many bands that I thought that were touring and doing it, and just kept trying and trying and trying. You know what I mean? And then met up with my boys in Providence and tried doing it with my boys, and then Sign scooped me up. And then I'm very grateful that they scooped me up, because my life has been a dream that I could not replace for anything. You know what I mean? I've met so many great friends. I've friends that I consider family. You know what I mean? Just very grateful, very grateful.
So it's very cool, because from what I heard, if I understand correctly, every time you go on stage, you have it in the back of your mind, right? All of this, like all the road you had to take, like all these.
Yeah, dude, this fucking path was tough. You know what I mean? And like, I feel accomplished whenever I get the opportunity to go on stage and play for people. I really do, because it's taken a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get to where I'm at. And a lot of people like may have a great entryway into it, but I was one of the ones that was in the dirt, and I kept grinding, and I'm still grinding to this day, and I will keep grinding until I can't no more. You know what I mean? Like, it's because I feel like I have a debt to this, like this entire genre of music really did something for my life that I can't put into words.
It's
like,
very
truly.
cool to hear, honestly. No, but it's very cool to hear because it means that like every second you spend on stage is like you're super great. I would say grateful, but at the same time, kind of like you're also proud, right? Because you know the amount of
Truly.
work you put, like you feel like it's your moment, but it's also like it's deserved. So it's like it's probably a mix of like I'm proud of myself, I'm grateful. Let's do Let's do this.
It's more like I'm proud of myself and I'm ready to fucking make these people fucking have a good time.
Let's go. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like I'm as happy whenever I'm on stage, I am fucking happy. Like I may be fucking suffocating myself from lack of oxygen, but that's a different story. I'm doing it with a fucking smile on my face. Yeah. You can see I'm fucking, you can watch any live video.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting there fucking smiling, tongue out, fucking just having a blast. And like, because like, that's what music's all about, dude. Like, I know, like I've said it before, but like, everybody tries to fit a certain mold to something or try to be a certain thing. But like, if you just focusing on what you and creating something that you enjoy, it creates the best pathway to what you want. And that could go with anything in life, not even music, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if you want to be a welder, just fucking go practice, go find somebody to work with, grind, work for it. You know what I mean? Like, shit's not handed to you anymore.
And it's still related to the gut thing you said, right? Like if in your gut you feel like that's what I gotta do, like that's what's gonna make the difference with you or somebody else who maybe might give up at some, at some point. Like even if it's difficult, it feels like giving up is not even an option that you're allowing yourself to take. You're like, no, I'm still gonna do it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like every time that I get on stage, I'm very happy and I'm very grateful. And like every time I get off a stage, I wish I had 5 more minutes.
That's so
cool.
You
know what I mean? Even like whenever like I'm like dying, dude, like, and I'm getting off stage, like how I said earlier, like I'm fucking like suffocating essentially. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really, but like I'm just like, like fucking the Newport's catching up to me, fucking, but like, yeah, it's just cool,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of grinding and playing shows, I want to kind of maybe land this because we've been with the delays early on. I want to be mindful of your time, but I'd love for you to talk to us about the upcoming tours that you guys have because you've got two fucking banger ass fucking lineups coming up. Talk to us. What's coming up?
So we got the Decade of the Swarm tour coming up August, September timeline throughout North America. Very grateful to have the opportunity to headline stages that I supported on. It's kind of a surreal kind of opportunity, to be completely fair, because like it's like I go play these shows with my boys and then like I look up and I'm like, one day my name's going to be up there. You know what I mean? Like Signs is going to be up there. We're going to get up there, boys. I promise, and we're finally getting to that point where it's actually our name's getting up there. And, yeah, it's just it's very cool. Like doing like VIP packs and shit. I never thought I'd be a band that like is doing that. So like we try to think of like cool different things to do. Like we got a bunch of flavored crickets and shit. Not gonna lie, I picked the grossest fucking kind I could possibly find. And I'm gonna man up and eat it every day.
You gotta show them how it's done.
Yeah, no, I want everyone to suffer with me.
So good.
That's what I'm saying. Do it with a smile on your face, baby. Yeah. It's gonna be a moment that fucking I get to share with people. You know what I mean? We're gonna be playing Pictionary. We're just trying to have a good time and connect with the fans that really do care and really want to meet us and hang out. It's an opportunity that we really don't get, so it's really cool, And then we have Faces of Death coming up, and that's a co-headline
Euro tour
in Europe. Yeah. That's a co-headline tour, Europe, UK. That's honestly kind of full circle crazy moment for me because we have the opportunity to co-headline with Valamaya, which that is one of the, dude, I remember going back to like old school shows at the Blue Violet Cafe where like it was like after the Burial, Abacab, Valamaya, fucking
the Sumerian tours.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You know what I mean? Like that was my shit.
Yes, sir.
That was my shit. Good. And yeah, like it's just so crazy. And then getting the opportunity to tour with the homies in Varials, that's great. I love those guys. I've loved those guys since they fucking made that band. So I'm really stoked that I get to share the stage with those guys. And then a reunion with To The Grave, that's really fucking cool too. So yeah, like just so many different things coming up that are just new chapters for Signs, and I'm very grateful and stoked. And I know I say grateful so much, but it's just so much new and exciting things happening that I never thought would be in front of us, that it's like the best word that it could come, you know?
Dude, like grateful, like you can ask dumb, but like that's a word I'm using quite a lot. Like you cannot go wrong by being grateful and appreciating what you have. And I even want to say the more you're grateful, it really feels like the more comes your way, like the more things you have, because you're in a positive state of mind. You're like, oh my God, thank you. So it's like you're bringing that to yourself. So
I definitely can agree with that, because like whenever fucking I got a little bit of momentum with like Amongst going off, I was like, holy shit, like this is so fucking cool. All right, we got to keep it up though. We got to keep grinding. Like we can't just think that like we can't just be like that. You know what I mean? We got to keep pushing. Like you said earlier,
you feel like you owe it to the fans. You owe it to.
That's what I'm saying. Like truly, like it's hard, dude. You know, I will say it is fucking hard, but like you're definitely right.
Yeah, that's a good mindset to have.
But on both of those headline tours, though, I will say we have been going above and beyond. We got cool ass fucking light rig. First time that we like are putting in a lot of time into the planning of our stage plot. Cool. Yeah, so like there's a lot of sweet little treats all throughout the show. And then we're also pulling out a lot of old songs for both tours. We have a special treat planned for everybody that's honoring the present time and the past. It's going to be really cool. And there might even be a taste of some future in there too. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to have to come and see for ourselves. All right. I'm sold. I was going to go anyways, but I'm sold.
And I need to see you guys live. Like I'm terrible. Like I'm a super introverted person who never gets out almost, but I'm like, I need to. So like when I did the video, I was like, okay, like there's no way I need to see these guys live.
You let me fucking know, or if I don't answer, let Brad know, and then you get your ass in there and fucking I'll blow your mind, man.
Hell yeah, man. It's going to be so freaking cool. And while we're here, just before recording, like you guys have such a great reputation of live shows. Like I'm pretty sure you're aware of that, but like every single comments, every time we hear about your band, even us discussing the chat, everything, all we hear is like, dude, this band live, which is exactly what you want. So
see, we take that merit very close to our heart, because we strive to give a better experience live than on record. You know what I mean? Because like on record, you have to kind of find this nice medium for a mix and everything. Whenever you're at a live place and you have everything controlled, like in a live setting in different venues, you can really translate the music in a different way than on record or on streaming, or however you want to listen to it. Like live, like if a band truly cares and gets like a great engineer and goes out of their way to make sure that it's handed out right, fucking, you know what I mean? We like being one of those bands. Man. That's what I'm saying. Fucking like the Acacia Strain does that shit. Fucking so many bands growing up, man. Fucking like that shit got me stoked. I would be like, I cannot wait to go see the Contortionist, because their shit's gonna be fucking mind blowing. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's different. You know what I mean? And just we strive to make that experience live really good. We try so damn hard. Shout out to Bobby because he is the rigging master. Like he does all the fucking rigging and computer work.
Is there anything he cannot do? This dude, like I feel like he's doing every.
See, I secretly have this joke that Bobby can do the best vocals on the face of the planet, and he just won't show me.
He'd be too powerful.
One man band. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's like, oh, I don't even need any of y'all bitches. I could just make a whole record at my house.
He's the original AI. That's him. That's Bobby right there.
Man, I'm about to have to hit up his wife and make sure that he's not a robot.
Oh, it's crazy, dude. Like I was very impressed. Like just him switching up instruments like that, right? Like drum. Oh, I'm gonna do this.
Dude, he's been in every position but vocals.
It's
no, seriously. He played guitar, played bass, played drums. Fucking,
like,
I want him to. I want him to do just one vocal somewhere in some point in time, just so he gets that check mark. You know,
he's got to do at least a show. He's got to do at least a show.
No,
one show.
Funny as fuck. There was this one. The only time I missed a show with Signs of the Swarm, it was on the Decapitated tour in the UK and Ireland. I blew my voice out the last day because I got super sick and I couldn't even talk. Bobby had to talk over the fucking mic. And he said that he would never do it again, ever again. He was like, I will never, ever do that again. He's like, if that ever happens again, we're pushing spacebar. That's it.
Okay, so there's one thing.
You already only have 3 places where you can drink some water, and it's going to bring it down to 0 precisely.
Yeah.
So there, we know, like, it's reassuring. There's one thing he's not doing. Mm-hmm. At least there's one. So there it is.
He'd truly be too powerful if he could do vocals too.
Yeah,
God did not intend.
He's probably watching right now and tracking something just to prove a point.
He's gonna be super good.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking insane, and he's just gonna be like, "Hey, level up, bud."
Yeah, there it is.
Well, dude, thank you so much, man, for taking the time and doing this with us, man. I'm really excited for what's coming for Signs. I can't wait to see you guys at Montreal. We'll be there 1,000%, and we'll keep in touch, my man.
Well, I'm stoked to meet you guys. Thanks for having me, and everybody that tuned in. Thanks for coming in and supporting your boy doing some shit. All the YouTube people, you're cool. And Jan, it was fucking nice bullshitting, man. Same with you, Dom. And thanks for having me.
Dude,
of course,
thanks. Man. Thank you so much. We finally, I was afraid because it's cooler in video, than audio, but we got it. You were here.
It was the fingers crossed moment, and it definitely happened, baby. I'm glad that we pulled it off. I'm glad that we had some good chats and got to fall down the rabbit hole and bullshit,
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Oh amazing. We'll catch you. We'll catch you soon, my man.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in Montreal,
Hell
yes, sir. Have a good night, man.
All right, you too. Man. See you guys.
See ya.